These officers that are under investigation for torture, rape, kidnapping, it's like a gazillion dollars. Yes. Millions and billions of dollars. Googleplex, basically. They would literally have already had printed a Googleplex coin, torturing me and questioning me. And Google, of course, does not even need to question me for what they know, for where my inclined relatives and the inclined police officers allowed to police officers, super intelligent daughter's child, and blood relative to engineers, because they incline me. So they're inclined to know and tell if I were ever doing anything wrong. And that is how come New York paid so much money. And so did Chicago. Thank you, by the way. I didn't know LA paid me a bunch of money. Well, I know Columbia did. No, house or apartments. All the places, main places where I called all the FBI's, I know I have living establishments in each one by law to say I'm a resident of each town because of what the officers are torturing me over. And it's my stock money. They got $900 million. That first torture that I paid my first ransom out loud, there's an officer that just drove by. I'm holding a connection with the bank, Google, and inclined officers. Well, we had 500 new police officers training for the area. I requested for police officers' incomes to upgrade after I seen how much they make a year. But I said you'd have to find the police officers allowed to receive it, because I did not know any police officers allowed to receive it. Because I've made 1,000 reports for Kaylee and Lillian to FBI's, and well, then all the police officers, went together because I was kidnapped at 1 year old and gang raped by 10 Mexicans at gunpoint. And whenever I was 15 years old, the doctor counselor said, you went through so much PTSD and trauma of events on you. That is why your mind is not allowed to file away memories, and you're not allowed to remember trauma. That is why you quit remembering, like in the middle of a rape at 3.5 years old. And that traumatized me my whole life. Growing up abandoned. Of course, I didn't know why, but now the FBI in New York told me why. It's because I was kidnapped and held for ransom, and the police officers wanted to hide it and get DJ to be a major drug dealer, quote, for the government and military. No, that is not how you protect the border. You protect the border not by women and children. You protect it by inclining your citizens to not be abusive and torturous. And there you go. Quit. They were addicted to ice and shooting it up and watching me get raped and watching me be physically tortured after Columbia Records started gifting me special notes because I was raped at 3.5 or at 3 years old whenever you did that. No, I was like 8 years old. I was lost in Disney World whenever I was 6 years old to announce how bad my kidnapping was in Arkansas. And the fails on the police officers. That is Orlando, Florida officers, which must have inclined me as a person, because Columbia Records is always gifting me notes. That's why you have to be cleared with celebrities, politicians, doctors, because I'm super intelligent. I'm not dumb. I'm not abusive. And doctors don't allow me to remember too much, but I remember so much. Now, the governor as a single person was getting all of that notifications today. That's an EMT driving by. That's a kidnapping. That's a life sentence in prison. It's a murder charge. I have a headache. It's for the amount. Oh, it's because I have seizures. That's what y'all said. January 4th, 2021. I guess because back in the day when they were going to arrest DJ and they did whatever, those bad guys, and he only went to rehab for a month. That's why. Well, what kind of investigation? Who did the investigation? Was it money thieves? Okay, this is why they're having the prison bill. Did y'all read that in your news feed? Because I already read this in my news feed after I requested it. The numbers that have had me kidnapped, 10,000 single persons that I've noticed out and about. But, you know, Craig Henry tortured me physically for 8 to 10 months, you know. I know presidentially, there always are. Because my lawyers right now, they said earlier I had 1,700 banks I was holding. What president does? No, this is after. Because he was running for president and there's a rally where he spoke at. And they said that there's great benefits for adopted sisters who attempted forever suicide in Cabot, Arkansas. That's what his representatives said. After my name went there. No, surely he wasn't threatened. No, he wasn't threatened. Spencer's pretty sure not too many people really knew. And then we wonder who really knew us too closely afterwards, because I was inclined to be supported by Donald Trump. I own that. Yep. That is a fake Donald Trump. Get him in as a single person. Single person Joe Biden. Yep. Single person Governor Asa Hutchinson. They're most inclined. So, because my income I have pays y'all, and anybody who calls to double check on it, it's a prison charge. Because my lawyers were councilmen, 2 presidents, multiples of them on purpose. That's for the amounts of money I hold that New York notified me on. Who just got a capital punishment charge by law for driving by me. That's what the president said, to charge everybody who drives by me. Or Kaylee, or Lillian, or Angel too. I have 9 hospitals under lawsuit because I was fully scalped on camera at Big Red. You know, my skull, my bone was cut off. My head is still flat. I swear to God, 20 months ago. They were shooting me up with my Seroquel till I threw up blood. That was in 2015. That's Barack Obama. And then they had me deliver a baby at gunpoint, multiple gunpoints. And these officers, see, I guess because I've been getting paid since I hospital, they said, this is after I was scalped, then I knew. So it must be somebody who was watching Big Red. Somebody who inclined me that knew I was awake and aware. I already knew that. That wasn't to go through torture. Nobody would ever accept that. Oh, governor? As a single person? Well, you said to make sure they know long before they started torturing me, because I wasn't connecting to a murderer in me. It's governor's law and choice as a single person that me and Kaylee and Lillian and Mom stayed a night at the governor's mansion. That wanted me switches out with wanted me in Cabot from Mexico. They took me by airplane. Now I own like 25 airplanes. 15 of them are from Donald Trump personally. Or Colombia personally. I don't know how many doctors are under investigation, but there's a lot of doctors across the country that failed. And that's all I keep getting and hearing is good. Because my license has been for 2,500 doctor fires. It was for 1 million police officer fires. Presidentially, they rounded that up in the United States. Yes, President Joe Biden, as a single person, did pay me. I did call very inclined lawyers to verify all of that because I kept being confused. The managers, I had plenty of stock money through BlackBerry and Motorola and Vizio and Sony. Yes. After I lost my brain, yes. I'm loaded. I got hedges of money around me before somebody holds me hostage. I don't to your broke ass only. Duh. Anyways, if they gotta be a certain type of person, if it's my teenager self, like great humans only, yeah. They can't like be drunks or violent or bad parents or neglectful or messy and dirty and hateful. If they'd make you suicidal or something, you know, if they're a real female. Some of us just have always only carried and worth money, sing on stage at big arenas, hotel, and sing in other countries on tour. And what else did I carry? I carried real close. Oh, a super handsome, sexy husband who wanted me factually bad. That way I would never want anybody. Need to be wanted. So yeah, no, it's two. These two. That was me, I guess. Those officers were all officers that forced child rape or child molestation. So, I don't know who chose that. I don't hold pistols. I can't even shoot a pistol on point. I can shoot a deer rifle. It's governor's law as a single person that I have $20,000 in cash on me a day, and a gun, and police officers and bodyguards and FBI agents. Yeah, there's not one in the state of Arkansas. Out of those millions, nope, they're all replaced, which is a huge, huge impact. Yeah. It seemed very beautiful to me too. So then I was wondering that too. So where do I live? I do. That's what he said. Because it has to go through the New York attorneys and lawyers and Washington State and Florida. That's where my inclined lawyers are. And in Chicago, I'm sure. Some in Chicago. Red and white, what's that? Fire and go. Go down south. Y'all are not allowed to hold me hostage anymore and beat me. Oh, it's brand new town. How many of these towns do they create in Spencer? Am I the longest Columbia Records still? Out of this year and time waiting? That key word is I got lost at Disney World. I'm like, Mickey Mouse Club. Oh my God, I always wanted to be just like them. Always wanted. I was too old. I'm like, golly, that's my life. Disney does. It's like a dream come true. It's special. Presidential and governors stuff and their families. I own it. I bought all this. By law, if I step on it, I own it even closer.